Why post the photo? If you don't want the likes, the comments, the thirst, the simps, the haters, all of the above, don't post the photo. You post that, you're looking for all.
Okay, let's establish the scene. Two basketball players with completely different personalities and a huge drama. On one side, Angel Reese getting noticed making waves and, in fact, igniting a heated debate. On the opposing side, Caitlin Clark is working hard in the gym in silence while letting her game speak for her. This is where things become interesting. Fans are split, critics are swarming, and social media is going crazy after a WNBA legend subbird recently weighed in on all the commotion. Her words are hitting harder than a buzzer beater in the playoffs. What's going on? Before we get into the juicy part, let's just say that one player's recent stunt has everyone wondering if they are after greatness or just clout. Trust me, fallout is crazy, so stay around because what happens next could change everything. Please take a moment to like this video. Additionally, by joining our crew and subscribing to the channel, you'll always be up to date on the most recent WNBA news, expert analysis, and summaries of key transactions. Just like this, make sure to hit the like button because we've covered every angle. Subscribe, then let's get started. The nickname of Angel Reese is Bayou. Barbie is a perfect fit since she is flamboyant, gorgeous, and unapologetic, whether she is lip-syncing on TikTok or posing in designer clothes. Reese is skilled at drawing attention, however the issue is basketball seems to have taken a backseat. Fans and critics engaged in a contentious argument over whether her latest Instagram photo featuring an animal print gown with a slit so daring it may block a shot was an act of bold confidence or simply poor judgment for a professional athlete. The ensemble exuded high fashion, but many questioned whether this was the representation of a committed athlete.
You wear that and also complain and post it and also complain that you don't like being sexualized. What is the take here?
You know, it's funny. I just did another show right before this one, and we talked about how this younger generation just wants to cry and be victims about everything.
To exacerbate the situation, Reese deleted her Instagram following the outrage, seemingly locked in an online popularity battle rather than confronting the accusations head-on or proving herself on the court.
And you want to wear it, you feel great about it, you got a great body, you play in the WNBA, but you cannot cry. You cannot say anything. I mean, have you seen some of her TikTok posts? Like, she's literally held up an outline after getting waxed. You can literally see all of her business there outlined in blue wax. And I'm like, oh yes, please tell me how sexualized you are. I mean, what?
Not to mention her outstanding performance. Reese's WNBA debut season was lackluster. Her shooting percentage within 5 feet of the hoop was 39.1%, which is awful for someone her size and skill set. Fans want to see dominance, not distractions. A player with her potential should be sharing highlight reels rather than drawing attention to her off-court antics. It's also about focus and leadership, not just numbers. Reese is official. Even her own fans have taken notice of her court antics, whether it's her drama-filled podcast appearances or her infamous TikTok's attention-grabbing attire. Everyone is wondering if she wants to be a basketball star or just a social media influencer after seeing how good she is at the sport.
I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills where I stay at. Let me do the math real quick.
It might cover that. Yeah, it covers that. It definitely covers that.
What is I don't even know my salary. No, my rent is more than that. It's $8,000. I'm living beyond my means.
Reese's story combines obvious mistakes with unrealized potential. She has the ability to be really good, but it appears that she is more interested in gaining influence than winning awards. The criticism grows with each missed layup and poor defensive play. Even her most devoted followers are beginning to question when Bayou Barbie's basketball skills will surpass her Instagram posts. Fans find it even more frustrating that Reese has the physical attributes to dominate the game, her height, athleticism, presence beneath the basket, but rather than honing her craft, she is occupied with writing captions. It's like watching someone with a Ferrari get stuck in traffic because they are too busy taking selfies behind the wheel. The potential is undeniable, but the focus is where Reese seems to be losing the game. The The critics aren't just picking faults. They're pointing out the widening gap between Reese's performance and her potential. The basketball world is waiting for Bayou Barbie to change the narrative and allow her talent speak for itself. But instead, she's creating buzz for all the wrong reasons by making headlines for game-winning shots or even breaking records. Let's move on to Caitlin Clark while Reese is occupied creating attention for her Instagram post. With her unwavering hard ethic and legendary off-season program, Clark is making waves. If basketball were a science, Clark would be in the lab 247, honing her mid-range skills, practicing ball handling under duress, and building the strength to finish through contact. Clark's focus goes beyond simply keeping up her talents. She's improving her level and fixing her shortcomings, such as turnovers and her mid-range shot, which makes her a player who goes from being excellent to downright unstoppable. And you know what? She continues to find time for fan interaction and charitable activities. Discuss balance in contrast to Ree. While Reese is seeking likes, Clark's social media presence enhances her game by sharing her grind, motivating supporters, and demonstrating to future athletes what dedication looks like. Clark is trying to win championships. Clark takes his workouts seriously. Even seasoned pros would perspire after her regimen of strength training scrimmages and shooting exercises that replicate the pressure of game day. It's not just her skill that's noteworthy. She's outperforming them and not simply keeping up with the competition. Clark is a role model because of her modesty and commitment to her fans. She is out there interacting with her supporters and performing charitable work, demonstrating that you can develop a brand without losing sight of what's really important. If anyone knows what it takes to have a successful career, it's Bird, and she's not holding back when it comes to imparting her hard-earned advice. It's as if she's authoring the manual for how to be a modern athlete.
Vehicle to Angel Reese has a podcast. It's her vehicle to be a podcaster, right? Whatever Caitlin ends up doing, it's the vehicle to get you to that point. So you always want to make sure that part doesn't fall.
Your car is basketball. Bird recently dropped a truth bomb that ought to be framed and displayed in every locker room. What does that mean? It means that when your abilities start to wane, no number of viral videos or Instagram likes will be able to save you. Bird went one step farther and referred to LeBron James as the gold standard. In spite of his enormous offensive court obligations, LeBron never skips a workout because he understands that basketball is about more than just business. While Bird didn't specifically name Angel Reese, let's not fool ourselves. It was quite clear who she was referring to, and her counsel wasn't simply a kind remark. It was a warning. Bird's point is that if you want to be remembered as a legend, you have to maintain the important thing.
It's a balance. You have to find that balance. But when you look at some of the other athletes, particularly men, who've set a little bit of a blueprint in terms of the business and the sport, you never see LeBron miss a workout.
Social media, let's face it, Sabir didn't become an all-time great by posting thirst traps or creating dramatic podcasts. Rather, she became one by dominating year after year and leaving a legacy based on consistency and excellence. Fame may burn bright, but it burns out quickly. Legends are built on the court, not on a camera reel. Because she has lived it, saw players come and go, and seen careers cut short due to inattention, Bird's words struck a deep chord. Legacy marred by erroneous priorities and possible wasted by distractions. She is speaking up to support Reese before it's too late and not criticizing her to bring her down. She understands the stakes, not only for Reese but also for the WNBA's future. Here's where Bird's wisdom truly shines. It's time to step up, block out the noise, and prioritize basketball. This is not about denying the existence of social media or disregarding personal branding. Balance is key. Players like LeBron and Bird have demonstrated that it is possible to achieve excellence on the court and develop an empire off of it. The issue arises when the balance shifts too much. Even LSU legend Shaquille O'Neal spoke out about the situation, and let's just say he didn't pull any punches. Bird's wake-up call isn't just for Reese. It's a lesson for every young player hoping to make it big. Focus on the basics and put in the work. Fame will follow. Shaq likened Reese to Antoine Jameson, a gifted athlete who had respectable numbers, but fell short of superstar status.
You know who you are? You're the female Antoine Jameson. You know who Antoine Jameson is? He got 20,000 points with his shot. Whatever your shot is. Like, everybody's shot ain't gonna be Steph Curry. Your shot is your.
Well, coming from Shaq, that analogy is significant. Shaw's was not merely a lighthearted remark. Rather, it was a well-planned wake-up call. He called attention to Reese's ineffectiveness on the court and didn't hold back from addressing her priorities. Lack his opinion. When someone as famous as Shaq encourages you to work out, you don't merely nod. Instead, you run to the closest basketball court. Reese is wasting too much time developing her brand and not enough time honing her skills.
When she was literally the most inefficient player within 5 foot in all of the WNBA. Any which way you put it, she shot bad from the field. All right, she's 6'3" and she plays under the basket, and she shot 39.1% from the field.
Here's the thing: Shaq's message was quite clear. You have amazing potential, but if you don't put in the effort to realize it, it doesn't mean anything. This is the kind of tough love that only a mentor who genuinely cares can give. Translation: put an end to coasting and begin grinding. May Reese's on-court difficulties, whether they stem from her ineffectiveness under the basket, her dubious injury exits, or her growing attention to off-court drama, are beginning to eclipse her extraordinary talent. The purpose of Shaq's Jameson analogy was to encourage her to strive higher, not to disparage her. The message was clear: don't settle for being excellent when you have the potential to be great, but remember that Shaq understands how to strike a balance. Like Reese, Shaq is a famous basketball player with a huge personality and high expectations, but his prowess on the court consistently outshone his antics off it. His advice to Reese is not only criticism, but also a guide for how to refocus her energies and concentrate on what really matters, being the best at what she does. The real question is whether Reese will heed this advice, because, in today's sports world, being a business-savvy athlete is practically a must. Fans love watching their favorite players shine both on and off the court, whether through charity work, social media endorsements, or other activities. However, there comes a point at which your off-court activities begin to overshadow your on-court performance. The true issues start at that point, because fans expect champions who dominate the game and inspire with their skill, not just influences. Reese's extravagant lifestyle may look fantastic on Instagram, but it doesn't translate to success where it counts most. On the court, highlight reels of her best plays are few and far between, and when your stats don't support the hype, critics will undoubtedly voice their opinions. If she doesn't change her course soon, her career runs the risk of turning into one big what-if scenario, which would be heartbreaking, let's face it. Despite having the stature, talent, and skill to be a game-changing star, Reese feels trapped in a supporting role in her own narrative at the moment. Her critics are highlighting serious problems rather than just being unkind. A player of Reese's caliber ought to be guiding her squad to triumphs rather than igniting arguments about her priorities. This is about demonstrating to herself that she is more than simply a brand, not just about winning over followers or shutting down the detractors.
Called her a role player, not a star, certainly not a superstar, not a legend. Hey, you remind me of Antoine Jameson. Oh, nice player. Put up 20,000 points. No one's really heard of him. I think Antoine played at North Carolina. Anyway, Shaq slams Angel Reese to her face.
Whether it's a historic block, a buzzer-beating three-pointer, or a game that defines a season, she has what it takes to leave fans speechless and raving about her for the right reasons. The frustrating thing for many fans, though, is that the components are all there. Reese is athletic, charismatic, and in the spotlight, but rather than using those qualities to improve her game, she seems more interested in maintaining her image. Imagine owning a race car that has the potential to win the Indy 500, but being too busy perfecting it to ever drive it on the track. That's how it feels to watch Reese right now. All potential, little execution. Fans are rooting for Reese not only because they want to see her succeed, but also because they understand the stakes. The WNBA is a league that doesn't wait for anyone, and there is a wave of young talent pushing the boundaries of what's possible. If Reese doesn't step up, she risks falling behind. While Caitlin Clark is setting a new standard that has both fans and critics buzzing, Reese has the opportunity to become a star, but it is up to her to decide whether she wants to light up the scoreboard or just the internet. She is demonstrating that you can build a brand without ever losing sight of what got you there in the first place. unwavering diligence, and unquestionable talent, her followers see her working hard every day at the gym, on the court, and on social media, and they can't help but admire her tenacity. Her social media is more than simply a collection of glamour shots or informal updates. The WNBA is in dire need of leadership right now, and Clark's approach is nothing short of inspirational, especially for the upcoming generation of players. She is living proof that you can be a star both on and off the court without sacrificing your morals or work ethic. She is not only playing the game, she is redefining what it means to be a professional athlete in the modern world. From demanding strength conditioning sessions to never-ending shooting drills and game-intensity scrimmages, Clark's off-season practices are legendary.
Saw this workout. This workout has gotten a lot of people excited for Caitlin Clark because she is like directly working on her weaknesses, which I think is a good look. Honestly, I think that's a really, really good look for her because, again, when we're seeing somebody working on their weaknesses and not the glamorous weaknesses.